Uh, Good. As we did last time, let's look at Ashwini Pada 4 from the Taittiriya Brahmanas shloka, which mentions Ashwinor, Ashvayujau, Gramaha, Parastat, Sena, Avastat. So we have dealt with Ashwinor, Ashvayujau, and Gramaha. Now we are talking about Sena. Sena, everybody understands what Sena is. Sena means army, right? An army that is fighting, right? What is the job of army? There are two things. One is to fight and defend the nation. Second is do a conquest, right, and occupy another nation. Okay, and the third is if a calamity or something arises in the country, okay, an emergency situation arises in a country, the army is going to stand against it and defend its people, right? So that there are two jobs for it. One is to defend, and the other one is to attack, right? This is what the army does. But for the army to be doing that, it needs a building of the army. First, the army has to be built, right? So there will be a few people who will build the army. Now, the term army is to be understood from a layman's point of view, not from a country's point of view. So you can see the gangs, right? People build gangs around them. So people team play. One is a team that you can say, the other one is a gang, right? Or it can be used for good purposes, bad purposes, depending on what the objective of the army or the team or the gang is, right? The police is also a team of people, the army is also a team of people. A gangster forms a gang, right? In a college, there are gangs, right? Right, when you go to college, usually in the Indian thing, you have gangs of people. Probably it would be the same across Europe or US or anywhere else. It would be the same thing, right? So people form gangs. And these people, especially the Ashwini fourth Pada, would love to be in a gang, right? So one is building a gang, be in a gang, etc. Can be one thing. And a big result is what you can expect from Sena. Because see, what does Sena mean is uniting people together for a common objective. When you have people being united at a place, no matter how much ever the objective is big, you would still be able to achieve it because people are getting united here, right? So you have the point of unity here. So the person loves to be a team player on the positive side. On the negative side, the person has a herd mentality, right? Both would come from the same thing. So the person has a herd mentality in the negative sense. Person is a very good team player in the positive sense. Both things will be there. All right. Now see, the Mars is ruling the planet because it's in the Ashwini in the D1 chart or the Rashi chart, and Moon is ruling the place where the planet is placed because this is in Ashwini Pada 4. Ashwini Pada 4 means the Ashwini Pada 1 is falling in Aries, second is falling in Taurus, the third is in Gemini, the fourth is in Cancer. So Cancer is being ruled by the Moon. So in the D1, the planet is placed in a Rashi where it is ruled by Mars. In D9, it is ruled in a Rashi which is placed in a Rashi which is ruled by Moon. Now, you look at Mars and Moon. Although a lot of people will think that Mars and Moon are, pretty good friends. I don't deny the friendship because they stand on the side of the Devas, theoretically. However, you look at Mars and Moon individually. Moon is a planet which prefers peace, right? Mars is a planet which prefers war. That's why Mars exalts in the 10th house where war is there. Moon rules the fourth house where there is peace, right? And Moon does not like being at a war or not having peace, right? And Moon rules the night, and army only works during the day when there is a war. Army would like to rest during the night so that they are again energized the whole night or rejuvenated the whole night, and the next day they are ready to do the war again. right? So they actually have opposite qualities. Besides that, each of the planet, Mars and Moon, are the lords of debilitation, right? Mars debilitates in the sign of Moon, Moon debilitates in the sign of Mars, right? Moon debilitates in Scorpio, Mars debilitates in Cancer. So they actually work on opposite things, right? As you can see, the D9 Lord, where the planet is situated, that planet will debilitate in a Martian sign, and this planet, which is placed in the Aries sign in the D1, is going to debilitate in the Navangsha, right? Although it may look like you have a planet, let us suppose Jupiter, in the fourth pada of Ashwini, which eventually exalts in Cancer, but because it is coming from there, from the Aries, it is not a very comfortable position for the planet. Okay, so do not go by the planet being placed in the Cancer. That result will be only 1% or 5%. Most of the result that will come is because of the Aries energy moving into Cancer. The fire being put off because Cancer is a watery sign, right? Now look at the sun. Look at the sun. Sun exalts in Aries, right? And Jupiter exalts in Cancer. These are the two lords or two planets which are exalting in D1 and D9 at the place where this planet will be placed, or the Lagna will be placed, or the moon will be placed, right? Because Sun is the Karaka for the Dharma, the ninth house, and Jupiter rules the natural ninth house. The Amsha name of this is called as Dharma Amsha, right? It's called as Dharma Amsha. What does Dharma would loosely mean is the thing that is ought to be done by a person or collective team of people, etc. It is called as Dharma. Dharma does not mean religion. Okay, if you're thinking Dharma means religion, Hinduism existed when there were no religions at all. Okay, so you have to understand that Dharma, even by the Bhagavad Gita terms as well, Dharma means that has to be done by a person. And why Parashara states that the Dharma Karmadhipati Yoga is the best yoga. You know why? Because if you know what has to be done, and if you are doing what has to be done, that is why knowing about what has to be done is the ninth house, doing exactly what has to be done is the 10th house. So both are together. Now you are following exactly what has to be done, and definitely you will achieve your result. But what a lot of people are thinking is, oh, I have got the best ninth, 10th Lord, so I'm going to get money out of this. Parashara Sutras never were focused on money. Please be very clear about this. If you think Parashara Sutras are going to give you wealth and money, you will be the biggest fool. Don't go by that. Parashara is very focused on keeping peace because it is mostly focused on king's horoscopes, right? Keeping peace in the country, keeping peace in the kingdom. This is what the slokas will be focused on. Dharma means what the king has to do. Karma means what he is doing. If they are exactly aligned, it means that the king is following the dharma. That's all. It has not got anything to do with the religion. Okay. So there are set of rules that you have to follow as a king. Those rules are being followed by the kings, right? There are set of rights that the king has, and he exercises those rights over the people that he is ruling for the right causes, right? Dharma can also mean donating the people, the poor people. Dharma can also mean what is the nature of something. Okay, anything that has a nature, because you exhibit some nature, right? That also is called as dharma. And also the kind of religious customs and rituals that you follow, they're also called as dharma, right? As we all know, the Purushartha of this is the moksha. All the fourth charana of all the nakshatras fall into moksha. The first charana of any nakshatra will fall in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. These are all fire signs. These represents the Dharma, right? Fire signs represent the Dharma. And then you have Artha, and then you have Kama. And finally, this Charana comes into moksha. What does moksha would mean is, moksha would mean giving up on something. Okay. So if you have planets in the watery signs of the D9 chart, it means that the person is trying to give up. Okay, the person is trying to give up. It can be anything. You have jealousy, you're trying to give up the jealousy. You have money, you're trying to give up the money. You have position, you're trying to give up the position. Depending on what you are giving up, it can be good, it can be bad. And the same placement of planet, sometimes it will give you good and sometimes it will give you bad. Okay, never go by simple people's preachings wherein this is a negative placement, that is a positive placement. None of the planets are positive, none of the planets are negative for anyone. Okay, they will keep changing depending on the kala, that means the time. Based on the time, they are going to give you good fruits and also bad fruits, and also your karma, right? So physical appearance and characteristics, usually because it's a Cancer sign, the body is either growing and then going down. Usually Cancerian signs in the Navamsha have to be fatter, but this comes from the fire thing and falling in the Cancer. So the fire signs are usually thin, and that's why there is a waxing and waning of the body, or the body is growing. The person goes to a gym, gets his body corrected, or just like that, he grows and he actually reduces in size. Okay. The identifiable thing for the person will be a poor nose, because Mars represents the nose, and Mars, a Martian sign, is getting into the Cancerian sign. So a nose will be a little different, or it will be easily identifiable, or somebody has a not a very good looking nose. Okay. And health or personality issues, this you can easily say, because the Lagna Lord, I mean the Lord of the D1 is getting into debilitation here. So there is either health issues or personality issues, right? Or there are issues to mother, because the fourth Lord or the Lagna Lord debilitating in the fourth house from the Lagna, from the Rashi Tulya, right? It goes into the fourth house. If you're not able to follow these things, it is better that please go back and read the previous 3 charanas. It is more easy for you to understand. Okay. So the mother he has problems with the mother, the fourth house issues, or the 10th house issues. Why do we say 10th house issues? Is because from the Cancer, if you count Aries, you have the 10th house. From the Aries, you count Cancer, you have 4 houses. So 4 and 10 axis is also there. It's actually a good axis to have. If a planet is in the 4 houses ahead from where it is there, it is a good placement for the planet. Okay, it is going to give good things usually, right? So I will also come to that. But I would prefer not to use generic rules, so that you will not be fooled, right? These are, because if I say from the Mars to Aries, Aries to Cancer, Cancer to Aries, it is a 4/10 relationship. It is a good thing in generic terms, but there can be bad results as well. Okay. Especially because the Lagna Lord or the Mars is actually debilitating in the Cancer. So planet being in Martian sign in D1, falling into the Cancerian sign in the D9 will have a debility effect. So the person has a lot of responsibility. The person has a lot of issues of the health or personality. Not The person is not able to settle down in life, right? Because it's the fourth house thing. Fourth house will show a person comfortably sitting. Look what happens. Why do we get educated? We want to get educated to find a career, to find a stable career, do some work, And at one point in time, after having done the work for 10-15 years, right, you will sit in a position and you may not have to do this kind of hard work that you have done all these 15-20 years. And a juncture will come wherein, everything will happen automatically for him. He will keep getting promoted. Things will happen automatically. The people below him will be working, etc. He will be mostly directing, etc. But in this case, what happens is it becomes difficult for the person to get such positions because the Martian sign falls in the Cancer, right? So there is a problem. There can be problem with the mother. There can be problems to mother, like the health of the mother is bad, or there are stepmotherly thing with the person, okay, or the person doesn't have a vehicle and that's why he's struggling, or in other words, the person had to leave the country and he is living abroad. This can be good also because see, if you look at from Indian context, people who leave India and settle in the US are usually earning higher money, right? So it can be good as well. But they are losing all their people, their contacts, etc. Because over time, what happens 15-20 years, you are away from the place. Most of the people forget you because you're not there in their lives. Okay. So these are those things. Or you will still have some issues, keep saying that, look, had I been there, I would have gone and talked to all my friends, etc. Maybe I could have chilled out with them and all that stuff, which can be a concern for the person. So I mean, I would not like to generalize because usually what I have seen is people whoever were teaching Ashwini fourth pada, a lot of people said it's an unfortunate pada, etc. I will not generalize it like that. It can be fortunate as well, but try to understand the connections. It's the 410 axis for the Mars, right? We'll come to that. I'll show that. We can understand it from there. So it can be poor habits. It can be addiction issues also because Mars falling in Mars getting debility in the Cancerian sign. Cancer represents addictions because Moon represents addictions. A lot of people think Saturn represents addictions. That's right. But Moon is the manas, right? Your mind, your heart. These are the Moon. So if you're feeling dejected and if you're into drugs or alcoholism, etc., it is your manas. It's your mind that keeps saying, look, let you please intoxicate me. Otherwise, I'm going to, I'm going into a hell of a lot of issues with my mind. Let me get intoxicated, right? That's because of the moon. So the moon allows Saturn to take control over it. That is, or the Rahu to take control over it. That is when the addiction happens. So for that, the moon has to give up and say, look, okay, take control over me, right? So poor habits, addiction can be a problem. And because see, Mars is something that will keep you away from the addiction. Mars exalts in that place of the Saturn. So Mars will keep saying, look, don't worry, failures are common. Keep going, keep working towards the goal. Sun is another planet that can keep telling you, I'm the Atma, you're just the body. You have to keep working. That's why these two planets are in the 10th house, getting the directional strength. They keep pushing you towards the goals of life. But moon keeps pulling you back and saying, look, why do you have to take the responsibility? Give it up. Give it up. Okay. I hope you're able to follow what I'm saying. So never think one thing will give you good, the other thing will give you bad, as I keep saying every time. Okay. We have talked about this Cancer sign, Pathalo, Vanachari cha, Brahmano, Nishiviryavan, Bahupadi, Stulatanus, Tada, Satvaguni, Bali, Prushtodayo, Karkarashir, Mrigankadhipati. We have done a video exclusively on Cancer. So I have just put that mantra here, the shloka here, given by Parashara. So you can see that the person is, reddish or pinkish, nice complexion, that is Pathalo. But because the planet is coming from Mars or the Aries sign, Aries is usually, dark reddish in complexion towards the darker side. So the person may not have as great complexion as the Cancer has to represent in the D9, but it will still be a good complexion. Okay. And Stula Tanuhu is another, here it is, Stula Tanus. So you can see this here. So just in case if it's little difficult for you to read, Stula Tanus Tada Satvaguni Bali Prushtodayo Karkarashir Murgankar. Stula means someone who is fat, right? This is a general description of Cancer, but because it's coming from a fiery sign, it's very difficult to have too much of fat in them. So that actually cuts down on the fat, right? You have to use it judiciously where from the D1 is coming. Fiery signs will not have so much of fat. Okay. D9 Lord is Moon. Now you can see the axis. See, now look at the D1 chart. Pick up where the planet is placed in D1. Where is it placed? It's placed in Aries sign, right? Okay, I'm talking about this one now. It's placed in the Aries sign. So Mars is the Lord. What happens to it when it comes into the Navamsha? Okay. Now the Navamsha is starting from Cancer and it's placed in the Cancer. So the axis is Mars is debilitating, the planet that is in the D1 is debilitating in the 1 and the 7 axis. So you have 1 and 7 axis results, and you have on the other side, D9 Lord is Moon because it's placed in the Cancer. So it is the Moon is the Lord. Now you bring this planet back into the D1 chart, making Aries as Lagna because from the Aries is the planet. Okay. So from there, if you see the axis is 2-8. So it influences the 2-8 because it's actually influencing the 8th house. That is why a lot of people said this is an unfortunate placement. Okay, this can be fortunate as well. I mean, nobody will say 8th is an unfortunate thing. Not necessarily. 8th will bring you upheavals. So upheavals would mean the person can rise as well, right? So also Moon exalts in the 2nd house, right? So both of these can be possible. So 2-8, right? 2-8 is the axis on one side, and 1-7 is the axis on one side, right? This is what we have to look at. So the person has 1st house, 7th house issues, or 2nd house, 8th house issues, right? So what a 2nd house would mean: sustenance, sustaining of life, sustaining of money, accumulation of wealth. 8th house, inheritance, right? Settlement in life, upheavals in life, sudden loss of job. All these will be coming from the 2nd house. Sudden increase in wealth, they can also be coming from the 8th house. All right. So the person is a doctor, surgeon, etc. It's a very good combination because it will activate the 8th house, and the 8th house will be benefited because the axis is on the 8th house, right? Similarly, if the person is in a business or something connected to the 7th house, if he's a performer, right? Initially, he may struggle, but later on, the performances will improve, right? And it will bring in, but there will be issues of bad name, etc., because the 1st house is involved, right? 1st house brings in bad name or good name, both, right? 7th house can bring in a wife. 7th house we can be talking about business. 7th house can be a performer on a stage where a lot of people are witnessing him. Maybe he is doing an act or a dance or a cinema actor or somebody who's performing over a stage, right? Showing his talent to 100 people, like the America Has Got Talent. He's performing there, right? So that also can be shown from the 7th house. All right. So let's see the lords placed in Ashwini Pada 4 or placement in D1, right? We're talking about the D1 completely now. So look at the Lagna in the D1 and see what lord is placed in Ashwini. Also add in which house is Ashwini placed, right? Or in which house is Aries from the Lagna that you have. Both of them will give you a result. The 1st house, if you have Ashwini 4th Pada, mother, either the mother, we have relationship issues with the mother, or there is a stepmother, or there is a stepmotherly treatment, or there is a foreign land involvement. The person has left the place where he is born and he's moved on to some some other place. Okay. And then there can be career issues, right? Because from the first house of Cancer, from where it is coming, it is the 10th is being acted upon. So it can show career issues. It can show issues with the face, okay, or the person is actually running away from a lot of fears. He has a lot of phobias and he's running away, or he's shying up. Okay, you can add up 100 things here depending on the planets. Okay, or the person keeps feeling that I'm unfortunate, or I have lost my inheritance. And there are vehicle accidents because moon is the fourth house, right? Vehicular accidents, and long-term diseases because it's the second and the eighth axis on the other side, right? Second and the eighth axis. Why I'm saying everything in one, the first thing is because first house is absolutely important, right? First house, because that's the lagna, right? Anything that has connections to lagna, it is going to add up to your theme of your life, right? So first house, you may have to add up everything. Okay, why I'm giving you all this is because tomorrow onwards, from the next week onwards, we're going to see whole of the nakshatra in one go. Okay, I know it will be difficult, but otherwise it becomes too much of information, and you all will be confused how to do. I think it is better to give a little less information so that you will practice it, and then we can see it from there. It's just a matter of visualizing things. That's all, not much. So second house connections, inheritance issues, right? Sudden gains or losses. There can be family drama, right? You have in the Ashwinis, what kind of drama did you have? In the Ashwinis, the drama was the son is the boss was not allowing them to go up there, right, into the heaven, and son and the Sanjana, they were separated. Son was running away from the father, right? These kind of issues. The father has too much of heat. The mother is very frightened, right? These are the kind of issues that you may see with the second house connections. Or there can be other kind of family melodramas, right? Those kind of serial thing when we get to see the Indian serials, the daily soaps, similar thing you may find. And then sudden gains or losses. Third house, there are issues with the brothers or sisters or father, or the brothers or sisters. I mean, third house represents them, the siblings. They may have got settled elsewhere from where they are born. Even that is there. Or father, uh, father is, father is also settled down. Why father is because the third and the ninth are, equally opposite to each other, right? Especially here, it will work very well because if you see from the D1, the ninth lord is Jupiter, and Jupiter actually exalts here in the Cancer, right? So you can say that it has connection to the ninth house as well, right? So when the Jupiter is exalted, it means that the Jupiter is very comfortable. It becomes very difficult for the person to work, right? So during that time, the father may not be working, or the father is actually relaxing. And moreover, the pada is in such a way that if you are relaxing, it is going to encourage you in making you relaxed, and you're not going to work. Look at the why is Mars debilitating in Cancer? Because it's night. One is the first thing is the moon is up, so it's night, and army is energized only during the day because they want to win over. They want to get rid of the problem that they're currently facing. If they are facing a war, they want to finish off the enemy, and they want to say that, look, we have won, right? If there is a calamity that they are facing, they want to complete the evacuation or anything that we get to face in the country, rescue everyone and say, look, we have won. So we want to go past the winning line. This is what army is focused on, right? So, but moon is exactly opposite of it. Moon will keep saying, postpone it. Don't do it. Okay. If you can postpone it, do it tomorrow. This is what moon will keep saying. Kal karenge. Let us not do it today. Tomorrow, let us do. Right? So this is what is the person being tied at. or he's in the juncture of, should I do hard work or should I do smart work? Right? This can be a possibility. Moon pushes for smart work, Mars pushes for hard work. Right? This also can be a possibility. Or Moon will keep saying, don't do the work, shirk it off. We'll do it when it when it is necessary, absolutely necessary. Please do it. Okay, Mars will say, no, this work has to be done. It is allocated to me. It is my responsibility. I'll do it. No, don't do it. Okay, this is how the person is. So if the person is, how do I say this? If the person is leaving his comfort zone, going out and working hard, this is a good placement. But usually it pushes the person to shirk off the duties, do not do anything, sleep at home. Okay. Fourth house, especially the fourth lord being placed here, or fourth house has this Ashwini fourth pada, it pushes the person into shirking of everything, not doing the right thing. And if it happens to be a planet like the Mars or the Sun, etc., you would be clapping your hands for the sun in the, oh wow, you've got a great sun, you've got an exalted sun. But it will work negatively if you have it in the fourth house. And if I mean, Capricorn is the lagna I'm talking about, and you have an exalted sun in the fourth house, and somehow if it is again a Saturn ruled sign in the Navamsha, the lagna, and then you have sun in the Cancer, the person is constantly shirking. He is not interested to work. He would keep promising that, look, I will come tomorrow. And let's suppose there's a client meeting and the person agrees to a client meeting. If he's an alcoholic, he will keep drinking till 4 o'clock in the morning and he will not be able to wake up. Okay, this is another problem with the fourth house thing, because it's looking at comfort. Right? He wouldn't want to come out of the comfort zone. He will keep saying, bahana banane ko kya bolte hain? What do we say for bahana? Can someone help me?
Excuse.
He'll keep making excuses. Right? Thank you for the word. He'll keep making excuses. Right? I'm not saying this is for sure is going to happen. It can also so happen that the person is a politician. Right? He goes to talking to public every day. Even that is a very good combination for a politician, right? Because politicians do not do the work, right? Just kidding. Good at talking to people, good in public life, because it's Cancer and it's in the Aries in the D1 falling into Cancer. This is a very good thing for a public life. They will be a very good public speakers. They can do a lot of promises. Promises are very good in this, right? And very difficult to actually execute such kind of promises they are making. So it is very good for politicians, but not for good general people. Let us suppose the person is a freelancer, a purohit, right? And he has a habit of drinking. That's it. It's over. He will say, look, I will come the next day. He will never turn up, and there will be a lot of curses on him. The people will keep cursing. Look, this man is an alcoholic, and he will never be called once again. This thing will spread like wildfire, and the priest will be never called once again for the work. Right? So fifth house, children are another problem, because see, Mars is the masculinity, right? And Sun exalts here, and Sun loses its power when it is falling into watery signs, right? So in the Navamsha, this is falling into watery sign. It is not a very good thing to have this thing in the fifth lord in the watery sign, provided it's coming from the fire. Now, it can show no children, early death of children working for common public. So there can be NGOs. They could have set up NGOs working for common public, or they could be politicians as well, as I said, right? So it can be both ways. Okay. So next is poor relationships with the father, the sixth lord being in the Ashwini fourth charana, right? Why I said that? Look at the sixth lord from the Aries, because the planet is in Aries in the D1. Who is he? He's Mercury. Now look at the ninth lord, right? From the D9, right? From the Cancer, if you look at the ninth lord, he is the Jupiter. So both are not doing well with each other. Mercury and Jupiter do not have good relations. They're trying to compete with each other. Debts for self or father. Usually, what happens is, because it's the Cancer sign, the father is very relaxed, or father is not ready to take up responsibilities, and the children are, or the native has to take up the responsibility, whatever the father has left off. Okay. And he will have a lot of responsibilities because his father did not complete them. Blessed after marriage, for the seventh house, or there is a big change in status after marriage, right? Why did I say that it's blessed after marriage? Because it's the first lord, I mean, the lord where the D1 thing is there, it's Mars. Where is he exalting? In the Navamsha, in the seventh house, right? So the seventh lord placement is good. As a first lord, it is bad, right? So as I said, if that combination happens to be from the Aquarius, where the sun is in the third house, and sun lords the seventh house, being in the third house, it becomes a good placement. From the Capricorn, it may become a bad placement, right? Because it's the eighth house. It has inheritance issues, it has unique diseases, it has sudden rise in life or ups and downs, poor habits, alcohol, accidents. Okay, all these things are possible. So just merely looking at, oh wow, I've got an exalted sun, not looking at anything else, banging the doors and saying, look, I have got an exalted sun, will result in nothing. Okay, please don't do such predictions. They don't work. All right. Poor relations with father. Father is absent. Mother taking responsibilities. Why I am saying all this is because the ninth lord exalts here in the Cancer. The problem with Cancer is whoever is comfortable, right? They don't work in Cancer. And Jupiter is very comfortable in Cancer, and he doesn't need working. That is how his life is. See, look at a father who has a very responsible son. Okay. Look at him in a negative way. Don't try to look at him in a positive way. Now look at the father in a negative way. What you will understand is, this guy is like a parasite. The kid is earning. I mean, kid could be 40 years old, 50 years old, whatever. But this man sits at home, maybe calmly drinking and enjoying his child's money. Okay. Probably you understood what I'm trying to say. I'm saying it in completely negative sense, right? Then is 10th house. Career has rise and fall, right? Career has rise and fall. You can see it. You can see it from two things. Look at this 10th lord from the D1. Who is the 10th lord? Saturn. Put him in Cancer. Saturn and Moon. The person is constantly shirking work because he is an alcoholic, or he is afraid of the boss, or he has some phobia of going to work, or he has some secrets that will be revealed. You know, very unique thing he has something that is related, that makes him not to go to work. Okay. Or there is a rise in the and fall in the career, right? And there can be a foreign career because it's connected to the fourth house. So the person changes a city and goes to another state at least, or another country. The farther the better. Actually, the rise in life is assured. Or the other way of doing it is, the person has home set up somewhere in a remote place, and the person travels and stays. I get to see a lot of people. I was traveling very rigorously for about 10, 12, probably from when 2000 I don't remember. 2008 onwards or 2009 onwards, I was rigorously traveling till 2017 for 10 years. I get to see a lot of people standing in the airport queues in the morning, because I used to catch a flight every Monday morning. I used to come back only on Friday evening. Probably I would visit two cities in between, staying in Chennai. So I get to see a lot of people traveling to work in the morning at 4 o'clock. They would stay all through the 5 days in some other state, come back only on Saturday and Sunday, spend some time with the wife and children, go back once again on Monday morning. It's a very good placement for such people. Okay, if they're staying along with it, because see, Mars is a bachelor, right? You have to understand that. Where is he debilitating in the first house, right? So you have to make Mars active. You cannot give up work. You cannot say no to work. The moment you are saying no to work, your work is going to go down, right? Sudden increase in income, income increases, decreases with 11th house, or it is unstable, poor habits, intoxication. Why I'm saying intoxication in the 11th house is because the 11th lord as well is sun. So if we are talking about lords, you have to take it only from the Aries, because this planet is placed in the Aries, right, in the D1 chart. And get that Saturn into Cancer. Moment Saturn and Rahu come into Cancer, because Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Rahu, both will promote alcoholism, okay, or drugs, intoxication, etc. I'm not saying any planet here is going to get you into intoxication. I mean, please don't make such general statements. You have to be wise enough to judge. You will get to see it from dasha as well, how to judge intoxication. I've given you a couple of things the last week. If you did not hear, please go back and listen. Right, the dasha lord connected to Saturn, aspected by Saturn and Rahu, both, or Saturn alone, all these things will promote intoxication. Also, Moon or Venus in conjunction to him, or at least a moon's the Saturn is placed in the moon sign like the Cancer, or in a Venusian sign like the Libra or Taurus, right? These things will promote alcoholism in the dashas, right? When you have both the Saturn and Rahu in the eighth and 12th houses, or fourth, eighth, and 12th houses, these are the moksha, right? Anything that has got to do with the moksha is 4, 8, and 12, especially 8th and 12th. These two will make, that means, let's suppose your dasha lord is in assume a sign, okay, Leo, and Saturn is in Cancer, okay, and Rahu is in Pisces. Now you see, if he was an alcoholic before, the man is going to leave alcoholism, because Rahu is, dasha lord is in the Leo. Count Pisces from Leo, you have 8 signs. Count Cancer from Leo, you have 12 signs. Saturn and Rahu both are in 8 and 12 houses. The person will leave alcohol. Okay, this is how you can time and see. Probably you understood is what I will believe. If you did not, then you have to go back and forth. Okay, in the video, I'll upload this video. The dharma is duty. Okay, it's not unique. Sorry, dharma is duty. So the person has to follow his dharma. He cannot give up. Okay, and he has to understand that whatever he is working, he cannot postpone it. No postponing, not avoiding traveling. These are the two things. So you have the 10th degree is where the Saturn also has the Mrityu Bhaga, which I have not covered in the last class. The 10th degree also falls in the 3rd house. Okay, what does 10th degree mean is the area between the 9th degree onwards till 10:00. 9 degree 0 minutes 0 seconds to 10 degrees 0 minutes 0 seconds is the 10th degree. That is where the Saturn has a Mrityu Bhaga, obviously, because the sun is exalted there, and Saturn doesn't like the sun, right? So what does Mrityu Bhaga would mean is, in simple terms, these planets are going to give additional results or extra result. And if a planet is placed in the Mrityu Bhaga, let us suppose you have Sun in the 10th house, Saturn will be affected in the chart. Okay, just be careful. Don't think, oh, I've got deep exaltation of Sun. This is a very good placement. Never generalize things. Saturn will be very unhappy because Saturn is in deep, Sun is in deep exaltation, right? You have to be careful when you're using. That's why they say any planet placed at 10 degrees at any of the Rashi chart, wherever your planet is, if it is on the 10th degree, it is controlled by the Sun, right? And anything that is controlled by the Sun, the Saturn is unhappy about it because Sun is controlling it. It is on his side, not on Saturn's side. There are two kings. One is the Saturn, the other one is the Sun. Saturn always wants non-hierarchy, right? Or the other form of Saturn is Rahu. So Rahu, I want to be a king. Both are Aquarius. And he's the, what is he called? Dark Lord, or what do we say? Underworld, the dark matter actually is bigger than the Sun. If you know astronomy, dark matter is much bigger than Sun because it's invisible. We don't know how much big it is, right? And okay, let's not go into astronomy. It'll take a lot of time. Okay, Navadurga, Navnarasimha. The Navadurga is the Kushmanda. These things actually are explained very well by this man, Shubham Alok. Please go and read his video. I will give you only one thing here. Just use this mantra, right? If you're running Ashwini's fourth Charana Dasha, a planet placed in Ashwini fourth Charana is running, you can use this mantra and you can get some peace. Also look at how this mantra is. Sura Sampurna Kalasham Rudhirat Plutamevacha Tadhan Hasta Padmabhyam Kushmanda Subhadastume. See, Sura, if you know what Sura would mean is, Sura means alcohol, right? Sura Sampurna Kalasham. This is a Kalasham the goddess is carrying, okay? It would mean Amrita. So, Sura means Amrita or the celestial nectar, or it can mean alcohol, right? So, the person can be fighting between comfort and work. But if the person is working very well at the office, if he puts a lot of hard work, he is going to be blessed with money or comforts. This is what in simpler thing I can say. So any planet placed in between 10 degrees to 13 degree 20 minutes in any Rashi will be falling in this pada. The status of the person is going to definitely improve if the person is hardworking. The only challenge with this particular Navamsha, which goes into Cancer, is it becomes extremely difficult for this person to actually be hardworking unless the person is working either for an army or navy, etc. Okay. The Nava Narasimha is called as Kroda Narasimha, Kroda. Okay. Varaha Kunde, it should be not de, it should be Kunde, the. Varaha Kunde, Medinye, Varaha Artha Pradagine, Danta Lagna Hiranyaya, Hiranyaksha Mangalam. This is another mantra which, if you think the results are very fierce, and you want to get rid of the fierceness in life, etc. If you're having any phobias or you want to get rid of fierceness, then this mantra also can help you out. All right, let's look at the karma vipaka story. Whatever we have discussed till now, it will be just the same thing of karma vipaka. Okay. So at the bank of Saryu River in the city of Nandana, there used to be a Kshatriya named Lakshmana. The Kshatriya is just the Mars, right? Mars is ruling the Aries. He was unrighteous. Okay. He did not do what he has to do. Details were not given here, but he was unrighteous. What does it mean is Mars getting into Cancer in the debility. It should go into the 10th house, but it came to the 4th house. right? So the person is not doing what he has to do. The job that he's been given, he is not doing it properly. His wife Kalyani was very clever with beautiful eyes. You can see the eyes thing from the D1. If you have the seventh house lord is Venus, that Venus gets into Cancer. Both are in the fourth houses. Venus represents eyes. Moon also exalts in the Venusian sign. So that also represents eyes. By and large, Sun, Moon, and Venus will represent eyes. So whenever you see Venus, Moon, Sun, Venus interchangeably, it will mean that the eyes are very beautiful. Okay. A planet that gets from interchanging from Moon to Sun, Sun to Moon, Moon to Venus, etc., the eyes are going to be beautiful. Okay. If I miss that point up there, please add it up. Okay. Engaged in trade of clothes, right? Venus is clothes, and fourth house again is clothes. And gold and other valuables. Gold and other valuables come from Capricorn. I think a lot of people know this already. Capricorn is valuables and gold, and big lands, large real estate. A lot of money comes from Capricorn. Capricorn is an excellent earth sign. Capricorn pushes the person into a lot of money, right? So I mean, don't be mean looking at your horoscope and saying, look, I don't have one planet also, how I can have more money. It does not work like that. If it was so easy, a lot of people would have done a lot of things. It's not like that. However, Capricorn is an earth sign, and of the earth sign, Capricorn is the only movable sign of all the earth signs. So Taurus and Capricorn will provide a lot of money. So is the Virgo, right? From her youth, she was infatuated with other men, sorry. So there's also the Venus getting in contact with the moon would mean, right? Would mean not a not the right thing to do, or doing wrong things in life. So don't think, I mean, if you have seventh Lord connections to this thing, there is this kind of a thing. What the karma vipaka is trying to tell us is the people are not following dharma. That means the person is not doing what he should do. That's all. Okay. Don't think there is something more to it. I mean, do not take any of these lines literally. Okay. Over time, by her cunning, she stole the wealth from a Brahmin, which cost the Brahmin's death. See, the Brahmin here is the Cancer, right? Cancer is a Brahmin Rashi. Okay, all the watery signs are Brahmin Rashis. What does Brahmin Rashis would mean is Brahmin Rashis are poor of wealth, doesn't have wealth, but they have a lot of knowledge, right? So Brahmins, the watery signs, the Cancer, the Scorpio, and the Pisces, these are knowledgeable signs. They are not driven by wealth, they are driven by knowledge, right? Because these are moksha signs, 4, 8, and 12 are moksha. How can you get moksha? Is by having knowledge and giving up money. That is what these things will do. That's why you see all the planets that rule the earth signs are against these planets. Look at moon. What are the earth sign ruling planets? Saturn, Mercury, Venus. Venus does not like the moon, right? Mercury does not like the moon. Saturn does not like the moon, right? The answer is very clear, because it does. I mean, ideally, a very good mind should not be getting into money. This is what the whole stuff is about. Okay. So now the person, the Kshatriya, was actually sent into a terrible hell because his wife has stolen the money, because it's the Kshatriya's responsibility to educate the wife how to live, etc., which he did not do because he was not interested in educating anyone or doing his work properly. He has given up on all his duties. Okay, so you have to understand the intricacies of the story. The wife stole the wealth, but the punishment came to the Kshatriya, the male, right? So even if your subordinate does something and you ignored it, the punishment will come to you. Okay, in this particular Navamsha, it can also show that. After leaving hell, he was born in a womb of a cow. Later, he attained a human birth as a prince. The story emphasizes that consequences of past deeds. Okay, anyway, to counteract these sins, performing 1 lakh recitations of Gayatri Mantra, offering wealth such as pumpkins, coconut, or gold covered clothes in Ganga, conducting fire rituals, ensures the removal of past karmic debt, restores fertility and sons and so this people did not have children. Okay, the Lakshmana and his wife did not have children, so fertility issues were also there. um, as a whole, okay, as a whole, the nakshatra of Ashwini is black in color. It has 3 stars. Sometimes I mean, people may say it is 2 stars, but it is 3 stars. 2 stars are very, very clearly visible. The other one is very, blurry on the site. And you have gender of the star as male star. The gana is deva. The yoni is a male horse. A female horse is in shatabisha, right? The caste is Vaishya. It has a 4-legged star. The nickname is star of transport. The tree that you can worship to get rid of problems from Ashwini is the Ashwatha Vriksha or the people tree. And you have eagle as the bird. Okay. And what remedies can be done in case of Ashwini is Ashwini is in the fire sign in the B1. So best is doing homas or yajnas, right? The sacred fire rituals. Okay. And donations to poor or crippled or aged. Why I'm saying donations to poor, crippled or aged is because the Saturn is debilitating here. Issues from Saturn. Following Navratris. Okay, Navratris come twice in a year. One is the Sri Ram Navami Navratris, and also the Sharan Navratris. The Dashara festival is also a Navratri thing. Doing those 2 things. The other good thing is doing the Diwali week, right? Like the Gujaratis celebrate New Year, trying to offer, trying to offer. If you do not like pujas and things like that, try to donate during these times, right? But I would say do some homa, etc. Although you may not like it, but Ashwini is a nakshatra which is connected most to the devas, right? The gana is deva, right? Dev gana thing, and Ashwini doesn't have. I mean, in the Vimshotri, it's ruled by Ketu, so it's the Kali Yuga thing. So it is better to do the homa or the yajna, right? Ashwini homa can be done. Donations and pujas during Ashwiyuja Purnima, as I said, why Ashwiyuja is because Ashwini Nakshatra will be present on the Ashwiyuja Purnima. Actually, every month has got its name. The lunar month has got its name based on when the Purnima is. So you have Ashwiyuja Purnima you have Ashwini Nakshatra. So better do some donations or pujas, etc. on those days. If you are looking at distributing prasadam, okay, then kshiranam, that means rice cooked in milk, offered to the god and then distributed across the devotees. This is one more thing you can do. If you know the mantras of the yajna, I mean, if you can just type this thing, it's available in the YouTube. Try typing this. You get the mantra. If you have issues with Ashwini, the best thing is doing a homa or at least listening to this mantra recited by the purohits so that you have some negativity disappearing. The activation ages of Ashwini is 1, 3, 5, 6, 10, or 20, 21, 24, 40, and 96. How do we make use of these things? I will definitely explain you as we progress more in the Ashwini, because there's one more round I want to cover to talk about all these stars. Once we get through all these stars of the second level, we will talk about these things, more about the activation agents and how do we actually take care of how do we actually make use of these activation years, etc. For now, if you have a good idea of how to use activation years, please go ahead and use them. If you do not know, I will definitely teach. I would stop here. Questions anybody has, I'll be happy to answer. No one has questions. Ustad?
I have questions. I need 1 minute actually.
Okay. Okay, take your minute. Let me see if somebody else is uh, having any question. Was it too fast or was it understandable? You could go through what I was saying? Or would anybody want to give a feedback wherein, they observe that this is, they could see it or they couldn't see it? Anybody has any planet in Ashwini fourth? You could see it or you could not see it or you couldn't connect it. I mean, go ahead and challenge me. I don't take anything wrongly because that'll get me an opportunity to learn as well. If it's not working, then that's a concern for me too. So I'm assuming you may not have as many charts of the Ashwini fourth or something related to that. Okay.
Yes, can I speak now?
Yes, go ahead.
So you have said that it is the Cancer and Aries thing. So will Cancer dominate over here on the Aries qualities?
I cannot generalize it, but look at what planets can be comfortable there. Like the Jupiter, the Cancer will dominate. He's more
Hmm.
happy sitting in Cancer than in Aries because Jupiter thinks there shouldn't be a war,
Hmm.
and he thinks, but that's can be a bad placement as well. As I said, ninth lord. Let's suppose you have it in Jupiter. I mean, let's suppose it's the Mesha Lagna, the Aries Lagna, ninth lord in the Ashwini fourth Charana in the first house. That can be bad for father also.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Actually, you said that it will put out the fire of Mars. So
Correct.
that's why I asked this.
Yeah.
Okay, will Cancer always dominate this?
No, no, no,
Now
no.
you are making it more clear
No,
that
it does
it
not.
will be according to planets.
It will be according to planets, and it will be according to in the planet also. It will depend on what is going off and what happens, right? It will actually tilt off to one side. So the father shirking of responsibilities in the example that I gave, right?
Hmm.
Father dominating the mother, right? He doesn't do anything, but he dominates the mother,
Hmm.
right? He would still
Okay.
be ruling at the home because at Cancer Jupiter is extremely strong, so he becomes the king at home. Usually what should be the case, the mother should be ruling at the home, and on the at the office the father should be ruling, right? But it
Right.
happens the reverse now for Jupiter being in directional strength, the ninth lord being in the fourth charana. This can be possible. However, I have not looked at the other planets, so I cannot comment on that. But usually this will be possible.
Hmm. Okay. And another thing you said was about addictions. So
Mm.
addictions can be of any type, sir. Like playing video games is
Yes,
also
yes.
addiction nowadays.
The other way of addiction, let us suppose I'll give you another example. There is a family living at a place. There are neighbors, and they made good friends. There is a call from this guy is a freelancer. There is a call from the office, urgently called upon, saying, "Look, you have to attend this case. You are a freelancer, so I'm referring it to you. You have to please go." This
Hmm.
guy gets a call from the neighbor saying, "Look, I'm in pain. I need to rush to the hospital." He will leave the work and take the neighbor to the hospital, and eventually he will lose the job.
Hmm.
So he
Okay.
did not do what he is given by the employer. Rather, he did something else.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
And can a childish behavior be associated with this pada?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And you said the natives will not have a very fat body, but they'll have, I mean, they can have a little bigger body. So what I have observed is they have squarish body. I mean, you can't say it is fat, but they are a little big in stature.
It depends on whether if it's a Venus or a moon planet, then yes,
Mm.
because
So I
Listen, Venus and Moon are
hmm,
watery, so adding up to water will have more bulky nature.
since it's the Cancer pada, that's
Hmm.
why I was asking. So
Yeah,
and
as I said, because it's coming from the Aries sign, which is a fire sign. Usually,
hmm,
Aries is like athletic body, and
hmm,
it gets into Cancer, so it swells a little from the athletic. So you cannot call him fat, but
hmm.
little more grown than the athletic is what you can take.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. You
Hmm.
can't actually put it in a category.
Hmm.
Hmm. And okay, moksha. Yes, regarding moksha, I had a question. Is moksha giving up work and money?
Moksha is giving up anything.
Okay, okay.
Whatever is there, you're giving it up. And that is what they are meant for. Fourth, eighth, and 12th houses are meant for giving up.
Hmm.
If you clearly
Yes, sir.
understand what they are, look at it
Hmm.
from what they have in the seventh house from it. Fourth house is the giving up of the 10th house.
Okay.
Eighth house is the giving up of the second house.
Hmm.
12th
Now
house
it is
is
more clear.
giving up of the sixth house. All the
Hmm.
water signs are facing the earth signs. Earth signs is taking,
Hmm.
water signs
Okay,
are giving.
that's a beautiful insight.
Okay, earth
And
is a magnet. You throw anything against it, it will take it.
hmm.
Water always flows downwards, it gives up, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
True. And I was curious to know where have you got these Amsha names from? I mean, from any
Did I
Purana?
not tell this? Okay,
No,
please
no,
note
I
down.
don't think so.
Okay, it is from the Nakshatra Chintamani.
Okay, Nakshatra
Nakshatra
Chintamani.
Chintamani PDF. But
No,
I don't.
yeah, I have that, but I didn't read it.
Please go ahead and read it. It
Hmm.
has everything, but don't go by just the names of it. Okay, you have to
Hmm.
understand it, keeping in view the karma vipaka and nakshatra chintamani, and also my lectures, all of them in tandem. Then I think it
Hmm.
is easy for you to make your notes as well.
Yeah,
Maybe I
right
have.
now I only have time to follow you, nothing
Okay.
else.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
And you said black color. Okay, I will
It's mentioned in
mention it in the
nakshatra
example.
chintamani. Yeah, it's mentioned in the chintamani. All these
Hmm.
things are mentioned there. You can go and read
Huh.
it.
I have
But
an
I have
example
altered a
chart.
few things. Okay, go ahead.
I have an example chart. If you want to put it in Jehor, I can share the details.
Okay,
And details are September 9th,
once September 9,
1996,
1996.
2031.
Okay,
Okay. And Lucknow is the place.
okay. It's a lady or a
It's a gents, male.
okay, male? Okay,
So a lot of themes are here in his chart. Like this guy lost a relationship just because he was a gaming addict in
okay.
in his college time. Okay.
Hmm.
He and then he's a car lover. He's the same guy I was confusing for Ashwini third pada. Actually, 15 seconds
So
later,
now you're
he's
very clear that it's
very
Ashwini
clear,
fourth.
very clear.
Okay, okay.
Yes, he's a car lover. As I mentioned, he collects money and buys cars and watches expensive things.
And you know why he is
And
car lover?
because he is associated with comfort a lot. He wants comfort. and he has purchased a black car.
Okay. More importantly, also, because the planet will move 4 signs. Ashwini first onwards to Ashwini. I mean to say Mars onwards till Cancer. Count the number of rashis. You will get 4. 4 will
Okay.
represent cars, houses.
Mm.
Okay. Fascinated with large spaces because that's where the Jupiter is exalted. Cancer needs a lot of
Mm.
space.
Mm.
Okay. Correct.
And further, sir, Ashwini is also a star of transport.
That's
So
right.
it's very,
Correct.
very
Correct.
usual to
Very
get
usual.
fascinated with cars. But there is an unusual thing about him that he is too much into it,
Okay.
and into gaming also. He is not, I mean, alcohol addict or something else. But with gaming, he's maybe what age he is. He's going to turn 30, but still games, very heavy gamer.
Okay.
And he has a very powerful mother. Like he has issues with his mother. They, I mean, have fights.
Okay.
And there is one very peculiar event which happened in his life. His father tricked him for getting a loan for him. I mean, for he had a loan in his name for his father,
Yeah.
and
If
because
you see the Navamsha, it will be clear. We have not come to that place. Otherwise, I would have explained it.
no, you have mentioned that Cancer has Sagittarius in the sixth in
Yeah.
the Navamsha,
Not only that,
and
I can also see the Mercury being placed in the 12th house, and Jupiter in the ninth house here. So I can
mm,
see the kind of trick the father is playing. Okay.
mm,
Okay.
and father and squarish body. I have already told black car. Or I have already told. I was not aware that black is associated with Ashwini,
Okay.
and he's very knowledgeable about cars. What engine, who made it, what company. Very knowledgeable. Very fine details he'll know which you can never think of,
Okay.
unless you are also a aficionado or something of those sorts.
Mm.
So this was a very nice chart. And he also has a Lagna on 10 degrees or something, Mrityubhag thing, which
Mm.
you mentioned, Saturn's Mrityubhag. I don't know how that will play, but
That
yeah.
also will play, right? So Saturn is unhappy about it. He is the 10th lord.
But he has a very good profession right now.
Okay.
Professionally, he's doing good because
He
he's
must
away
have
from his
changed
home.
the city. He must have left the
Yes,
place.
yes, that's why I wanted to mention that
Yeah.
he has moved away from his home from college time itself. As soon as
Had
he
he
passed,
had he lived at the same place, he would have definitely struggled.
yes, because he had issues with mother. Father was a kind of a scamster, because of
Mm.
which he called me and asked to give him a loan on my name. He wanted
Okay.
some rent papers because he was not getting sanctioned another loan for his car,
Okay.
although he was earning a loan because father has used the limit or something like that. So I
Okay.
got to know. So that's what I had.
Anybody has any questions on this, just in case people want the South Indian chart, I can put this up.
Sir, for
Mm-hmm.
myself, one question. Last for me. Sir, is Ashwini fourth quarter can get a bail or not? Release from some issues, bail,
No,
release from
I don't understand what you're trying to ask.
So you have not
is
shared J
Ashwini
for a
fourth?
screen, I think.
Oh, I see. I did not share the screen.
Yes, you did not.
Oh, I'm very sorry. ठीक है. Okay. This is the chart. This is the chart. 1 second, I'll come to a question. So Ashwini, 10th degree, and the Lagna Lord is Mars in Pushmi, and Moon is alongside it in the Pushmi. Also Venus is in Pushmi, right? So there is very strong mother, right? This itself will say it's a very strong mother because your fourth
Yes.
house is
She's a school principal.
okay. And in Pushmi, what you can observe is not a great father. right?
Yes, father. I don't know what does he do.
Yeah, not a great father. That is what you will know. So that is one thing. And then from the Ashwini fourth charana, now we got to know that this person also had to change the city, and that's when the whole thing changed.
Sir, in Ashwini, it is a general thing that if a person goes away, since it's the star of travel
Transport.
and transport,
Hmm.
he goes away from his place, then he things get well. Isn't it so?
That's right. That's right.
Hmm.
But in case of Ashwini third charana, I think the person will not get out of that place.
Okay.
Hmm. I mean that need will not come, getting out
Okay.
of that place.
Okay.
If you closely understand what I'm trying to say, you will know it. Because from the third charana, it will be in the Gemini, and the fourth lord will be Mercury, and Lagna lord will be in the fourth house. It will be exalted in the fourth house. And from the D1 chart, the fourth lord becomes the moon, and Mercury doesn't like the moon. So there is mother issue, but not much of a place change. How I calculated, it will take some time. Okay. So anybody has any questions?
Professional wise, Ashwini fourth para people are lawyers, good lawyers.
Lawyers. Okay. See, profession wise, Ashwini can be doctor. Ashwini, which charana are you talking about?
Fourth quarter, sir.
Fourth quarter. Okay. Ashwini
Yes.
charana, fourth quarter. Jupiter gets exalted. Jupiter is a lawyer. Saturn, the Capricorn watches it, and also it's a dharmamsha. And Sun and Jupiter we've talked about. Yes, there can be lawyers. Yes, Dharma is lawyer.
They are a good expert to give bail kind of.
That needs the D10, right? You can only be an indicative here.
Okay. Okay.
That needs the D10. Without the D10, you cannot say.
Second one, there will be a good spiritual person or
Yes.
like a priest in a temple.
Yes, they will be good people. The only
Is
problem
possible.
with priests is, as I said, if they are into alcohol, it is gone.
Thank you.
Mm.
So one thing you have not suggested, which
Thank
I
you, sir.
think
Thank
should be,
Mhm.
it is that since it's the star of travel, won't doing pilgrimages work better for these natives? Because you have suggested Homa, I understand, Agni thing, but won't pilgrimages also work for these natives well?
The problem with that is the first lord debilitates in the fourth house. So if the person is highly traveling, there is high accident. They are highly accident prone people. Ashwinis.
Okay,
Mm.
okay,
That's why I've not suggested that much. In Bharani, yes, we will suggest. For sure, you have to leave the place and go to far off place like Kamakya or things like that in Bharani.
okay, okay.
But generally, it is assumed that Ashwini is good for traveling, etc. So, however, it depends on combinations. These people may face issues of uh, this thing during, if you know how to calculate, etc. Usually during the 24th year or the 40th year, they will face issues of facing accidents. Usually in the 40th year, most likely. Okay. Good. Anybody else has any questions, suggestions? From the next week onwards, we will talk one full nakshatra in one go. All 4 charanas will be covered in one go. Let's try that and see what happens. Otherwise, it's too much of work. I'm not very sure even if half of the thing will be people will be able to remember or not, because once the nakshatra is over, maybe after 3-4 weeks, if somebody asks, it's too difficult for people to remember these things.
Not too difficult, sir.
Not difficult. Good to
I
hear.
don't think so. It's not that difficult.
Okay.
Once if we remember the sutra, these are not difficult. The sutra thing needs to stick, and you need to go over those stories multiple times.
Okay.
Once sutra have stuck in your mind, then I don't think this is not that difficult. Amsha names, it's only 108 Amsha names. And one
They
more
are
thing
also made on a logic, so yeah, I think it's not very difficult. Good. Done for today? Or anybody else has any chart to talk about?
I had one unrelated question to this since
Okay.
nobody is asking.
Okay.
Like I had a question regarding Pushkar Navamsha. Did take Navamsha class, but didn't talk about it. So
Okay.
how should we take Pushkar Navamsha grahas? Especially the one which are in Pushkar Bhagat, I mean the exact degrees.
I will talk about Pushkar Bhaga separately. Pushkar Navamsha, just look at that. Pushkar Navamshas are those where the Navamshas are ruled by the Venus, the Jupiter, the Moon, and the Mercury, if I'm not wrong. Okay, they are never ruled by Sun. They are never ruled by Saturn. They are never ruled by Mars. Okay, so it's a simple Parashara rule, but this is mostly applicable for Moon. Okay, Pushkar Navamshas are for the Moon, and they are generally used in Muhurta, or if you have to take a non unwritten Muhurta, if you want to have, okay, in the electional astrology, then the Pushkar Navamsha is a better one.
Okay, so they are used for electional astrology.
Yeah, not much on this thing, because you're not using the Lagna, right? What Parashara said in one single line is, Amshas ruled by Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus are good Amshas. Amshas ruled by Saturn and Mars are bad Amshas. This is what he said.
Okay.
Okay, so any planet placed in Saturnine Navamshas and Martian Navamshas are bad as per Parashara. The definition of bad has changed over time, right? So there is struggle in those Navamshas. So if the need for the person is there to struggle, if he is a person who is from the rags and he wants to become rich into a rich man, there will be a struggle. There is a path which is difficult that he has chosen. So there is a struggle there. We cannot generalize saying, oh, there is this Navamsha of the Saturn, as said by Parashara, this is a bad one. And okay, you have a planet in Cancer, which is a good one. As I just said right now, Cancer Navamsha, this can be very bad as well. The person gets into intoxication, and he wouldn't leave it.
This is a finer detail which you are teaching. Every Navamsha's specific name and detail.
It's already there. I'm not making up anything. It's already there everywhere, available in the internet. The only thing is we are not making use of it. Yeah.
Yes.
We're not making use of it. I mean,
Yeah.
see, this is a longer, it takes longer, and it will not invite a lot of views. That's why a lot of people don't teach. What
Yeah.
a lot of
People can hype.
people teach is sun in the fifth house. There will be hundreds of people watching it, but
Hmm.
not Ashwini, fourth pada, third pada. My views have
Yes.
gone down by what 70% views I have lost in the past 4 weeks.
Hmm.
It's because I have
Yeah.
done Ashwini each pada.
I
And I think
was.
you are the person who was saying hype it up and
Yes. Yes.
etc. All that. No matter
Yes.
how much ever
Yes.
you hype it, it will not go. YouTube has a very different algorithm. That is
Okay.
just it is just to make people engaged. Is what YouTube has thrown this hype thing. Okay,
Okay.
it doesn't. I don't think it changes much.
But if we comment and like, then
Yeah,
algorithm
comment and like,
eventually.
yes, for sure. But how many people do comment? I don't think anybody is commenting.
I make the timestamps. Rest I don't know.
That's what. So not many people comment. So if you comment, then yes, it will gain some views. It will gain some traction.
Hmm.
Otherwise, not much.
I was also curious about the Badaka concept because Sanjay Rath says to all students keep talking about it as a psychological block. Is it a psychological block, the Badaka?
No, no, you have to explain me. I don't know what the context is.
I mean, Badaka Grahas,
Right.
are they a psychological block? Because Barry Rosen, who has learned it from Sanjay Rath sir,
Hmm.
has made an elaborate video, and many other students of his also. They extensively use Badaka Grahas.
Okay. So
So,
how do they
do
use it? I mean, what do they use it for?
I mean, they use it for seeing the psychological block of a person.
Okay.
Like for all the 1, 4, 7, and 10 signs, the 11th house will be the Badaka.
Right.
So so they will take that graha as the Badaka graha and see what it is doing in the Navamsha, especially if it is fourth from the moon or Lagna. Fourth from the Lagna, it is the Lord, or fourth from the moon, it is the Lord. They will take it as, what do we call it? 64th
Khara.
Navamsha
Yeah.
Graha.
Khara. Khara
Khara,
Navamsha.
Khara.
Hmm.
Khara Navamsha.
Hmm.
So they will say it will cause some psychological problems or some obstacles in the person's life. And a little bit of it I have been able to observe that yes, it does to a little bit extent, but I'm not sure about it. So I posted a question
Okay,
about that
I
also.
didn't read it fully. So no, I get it. Although I read it,
Mm,
I couldn't get the gist of it. So
mm,
these are two different things, if you ask me. Okay, although
mm,
I have great respect for whoever you've been talking about,
mhm,
how I use them is little differently. I actually mix up Patel Saab and also Sanjay Rath, both. What I
mm,
have understood from my thing on the Khara thing, right? What does a Khara
mm.
mean in Sanskrit?
I don't actually know.
Come on. Khara is the
I'm
same word
not.
in Hindi. It's the same word in
Acha,
Hindi.
in Hindi it's same. Okay.
In Hindi, it's same.
Uh,
It's Telugu, it is same. In ancient languages, all languages, it's the same.
Donkey. Yeah.
Yes. Khara means a donkey.
oh, I was not aware of it.
Yeah. If
I'm
you,
not
that's
that
why
good
I'm
with
saying. So
Sanskrit.
if you know the real name, most of the Telugu people know it. Khara means a donkey.
Oh,
Okay. Because it's the ancient Telugu word. Khara means donkey. What does it mean? What do donkeys do?
donkeys just go on with their work without any emotion. They just
Stubborn.
oh
No, donkeys are not stubborn.
Oh,
Donkeys because
exploited.
donkeys are the slaves
okay.
of the
Hard.
master, right?
Okay.
Oh, okay,
So what the master says, they are a slave of it.
okay.
And why is it connected to the fourth house?
Because it's the 64th Navash.
No, 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 no. It's not like that.
Not
What
like
is?
that.
I'll tell you. What is
Hmm.
fourth house? Sukhasthana, right?
Yes, yes.
What does donkey would mean? Not having any sukha, right?
Okay.
Donkey is constantly working.
Hmm.
Donkeys
Hmm.
are those animals which are used for working rigorously. That is why
Hmm.
carrying big loads. Horses are not for big loads. They are very good for fast transportation.
Hmm.
Who were using donkeys the most? If you go back 50 years ago, Who were using donkeys the most?
Mostly traders of various
Washerman.
spices,
Mostly washermen, right?
washermen,
Dhobi.
yes.
They
Okay.
they put loads of clothes over them, and the donkey carries it slowly, right?
Mm, mm,
So the donkey is not fast, but it can
mm.
carry a good amount of load. And donkey doesn't think.
Okay.
So the fourth house is, if when afflicted, the person is trying not to think, because see,
Mm,
moon, right? Moon is manas. My
mm,
master is pressurizing, my master is exploiting. The moon immediately revolts, right?
mm,
If you know that somebody is exploiting, what will you do? You'll turn very angry. How
mm,
is it happening? It's because of the moon,
mm.
right?
Okay.
Now, if you're a donkey, what you will
Mm,
think, I'm there to be exploited,
mm,
right? And who is that you are in the in the D9? You are a spouse, right?
mm. Yes.
It's a
Mm.
it's a spouse's chart, or it's the
Okay.
fortune chart, right? D9 is
Mm,
the fortune. If you're a
mm.
donkey, the expectation is you don't have the asha of the pratifala, right? That means if
Okay.
I'm working today, I'm going to get something. The Gita says, right? Do the
Mm,
work, do not expect anything in return. That means what?
mm.
It's a donkey thing. So on the
So,
bhagya, you are
mm,
like a donkey. You're not expecting anything, you're just obeying your master. Who is your master here? Your 10th house,
mm.
right?
True.
You're just doing what you should do, or the ninth house. Your master is your ninth house. You're just
Mm,
obeying what has to be done, forgetting
mm,
sukha, and automatically results will come. That is why it is called as khara. Second is, if you're working very much,
mm,
okay, what happens is your family life will be disturbed, right?
mm,
If you're concentrating more at office and less at home, your wife keeps complaining. Then what will you do? You will keep saying, look, why am I working? It's for you. I'm going to get money for you people, right? We can
mm,
live our lives better, right?
mm,
If you're working, you're getting money, the money is enjoyed by the wife, and wife still keeps complaining you don't come home early. What does it
mm,
mean? It's a donkey thing. That is why it is called
mm,
as khar.
mm.
Does this answer your question? I couldn't get the
Yes.
first part of it. So you said Badhaka,
It
I see, is entirely different. As far as I have understood.
actually, what is a famous astrologer? VP Goel sir. Yes, VP
Mm.
Goel sir uses this, and also some Sanjay Rath sir
I
students.
don't think
Like
anybody has explained what khara is. So that's why I tried to explain that.
you explained it very well. Now I understand. My understanding is enhanced, and this thing like D3 chart.
Mhm.
D3 chart also has D22 Greek canal.
Yeah.
And when both, I mean, how to determine that is also a little
People
challenging
take it
because
from moon, people take it from lagna, some take it from sun also. My grandfather, when I was studying, he used to take it from sun, moon, and lagna, all three in the Navamsha. Because in those days, we did not have D3 being cast. We were casting manually the charts, right? We were
hmm,
writing with hand. So all that we
hmm.
knew was the D1 and the D9 charts. So we
And
were.
D3
Mhm.
also has three variations, four variations.
Yeah. There are
Like
different variations for different things. I use the
so,
D3 traditional. I also use the D3 Uma Shambhu.
Uma
Both
Shampoo,
I
yes.
use both of them.
Okay.
I use
So,
Uma Shambhu for physical deformities. I use
hmm,
D3 traditional for the general courage.
that is very helpful now since you have told because earlier I was using Uma Shampoo since I have seen you only using Uma Shampoo. So
Okay.
that I was using for determining the double khara. There is a concept of double khara in C.S. Patel sir's books also, and VEP Goel sir also uses it.
I don't use that double khara system. Instead, see,
Okay.
I will not say, let us suppose you're taking, if I remember it correctly, with the correction that I have made for this man who celebrated his 70th birthday yesterday or day before,
Hmm.
Chiranjeevi, right? The actor, the
Hmm.
megastar Chiranjeevi.
Hmm.
I have corrected his Navamsha. He has fourth house, Saturn in
Hmm.
D9. Okay.
Hmm.
If you look at the lectures of people, they will say, look, it's gone, it's all over. right? You have Saturn in debility in the fourth house. It's one of the biggest kharas, right? You have Saturn in debility in the fourth house. So, and even it's the Lagna Lord, right?
Yep.
So this man became a donkey. I have no praises for him. What I'm trying to explain is he left his wife here. He sacrificed his family life. He went on to work. Today he will shoot in Bombay. Tomorrow he will shoot in Venezuela. The other day he will shoot somewhere else. Come back after 3 months or 2 months. Work relentlessly nights and days. So such people who are seriously working, okay, can also have planets of that sort. I mean, do not just go with the thing that, oh, you have got Saturn in the fourth house, your family life is gone, your wife is going to leave you. No, it's not like that. You are leaving your wife for a purpose, right? Even that can be possible. All that what you can see from the fourth house of the planets, like the Saturn, Mars, these are not welcome in fourth house of the Navamsha. It will mean that there is not enough time that you're spending with your wife. Only that much it can show.
Generally, they take the Lord. They are not even using the house. They are using the Lord and timing it through dashas.
Any way you do it, it will show the same thing. All that you need is to connect it from several places.
True. Okay.
V.P. Goyal sir, yeah, Patel sir, yeah, Sanjay Rath sir. Actually, they all teach the same thing. The only thing is, if you are trying to take one line and think like it is the Bhagavad Gita, no, it is not like that. You have to do it holistically. Cannot be concluding with one thing. Okay, on the Badhaka thing, just look at what the Badhakas are doing. Okay, why Badhaka has come. Okay, look at the movable signs, like you said, the Aries, Cancer.
11th house.
11th house. Look at those lords. From the Aries, the 11th lord is Saturn that debilitates here, right? And from the Cancer, it's the Venus that has no good relationship with the moon. And look at
Sun will become Badhaka for Venus.
No, you didn't get my point. From the Cancer, Venus becomes the 11th lord. Moon and Venus do not share a very good relationship. They have very poor relationship with each other. Same is the case with Sun getting debilitated in the Venusian Lagna. They are Badhakas, right? What does Badhaka mean?
Obstacle. Something which obstructs.
जो बाधा पहुंचाता है. Something that gives pain. Right? So, take the Venusian sign. Venus is a planet that is always against the Kshatriyas, right? And Sun is the Kshatriya, right? He's representation of Kshatriyas or the government. So the government can be a Badhaka for a Venusian, or the king can be a Badhaka for a Venusian, right?
Yes, true.
That's all it can mean.
It is also fixed and movable signs. All the fixed signs
now look at the dual signs. It's more easy. The Jupiter becomes the Badhaka for Mercurian signs. Mercury becomes Badhaka for the Jupiterian signs. That's all.
Yes.
It's very clear. The reason is also clear. If you know the reason, it is more actually to do with the thing. Okay, I will take Badhaka only to check the Brahmacharya yoga. The man, this man gave a very good principle. Once Visti also mentioned in one of his videos, Visti Larson. If your Badhaka is in the 12th house, okay, it's very good thing. I mean, a lot of people think Badhaka being in the 12th house is a great blessing because the person doesn't have any problems with the Badhaka. But if you don't have a Badhaka, the biggest Badhaka in your life is the Sansara, right?
Yes.
The Sansara means the wife, the children. This is the biggest Badhaka for the person. If he's out of that thing, then it is over. So the person doesn't have Sansara. Badhaka Lord being in the 12th house in the D1 chart, that can also promote Brahmacharya, besides the Brahmacharya rules that we were talking.
Okay.
So now you understand what Badhaka is. How can a wife be a Badhaka? Right? It doesn't fit there, right? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I get it.
What does 11th house would mean, or what does 7th house would mean, or what does the 9th house would mean from each of those places? If you just sit down and understand those, looking at those
Yes.
signs, it will be very easy to understand. I think I've given you enough insight of that.
Kind of blank chart analysis we need to
Yeah,
do of
kind of
all the
blank
signs.
chat analysis. That's all.
And then we'll get to the why
We'll
it
get
is
to know
acting as a.
why it is acting like a badhaka. That's all.
It's true. Hmm.
Okay. Anyone else has any question? Okay. Good. Let's take, okay, Taja.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
I
hi.
was wondering if Rahu
Mhm.
is in the eighth house in Ashwini, Pada 4. What kind of result would that give?
So did it, so Rahu in the eighth house, that would mean it's the Virgo on the ascendant, and you have Rahu in
Yes.
the eighth house. So
Mm-hmm.
from Virgo, Rahu rules the sixth house. If I'm assuming Rahu rules the Aquarius, sixth lord being in the eighth house, it can give water related diseases, long term water related diseases, or it can, Rahu can also show inheritance issues in the eighth house, or Rahu can show difficulties with mother, or mother has poor health, all of them.
Okay. Well, one thing is for sure is the difficulties with the mother with this particular native here. I was just wondering how Rahu would act in that Pada.
Because see, Rahu is like the Mercury. If you enhance 16 times or 20 times or 100 times the Mercury, that becomes the Rahu. And because the
Okay.
Mercury doesn't like the moon, same as the Rahu. And Rahu doesn't like the moon either, because Rahu eclipses the moon.
And it's sitting with the moon. Moon
Then
is at
yes,
5
then
degrees,
definitely it
Rahu at
is.
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then definitely it is the differences with the mother.
Most
So
definitely.
also it's going in pada of the Cancer, which is represents mother, and maybe this person is also not exercising, because of which the problems might also get aggravated.
No. If it's Virgo Lagna, right? For sure, this guy keeps a very good body.
It is female and she is overweight.
Overweight. Okay. Good.
No, she doesn't exercise.
No, she doesn't.
Yep, that's sixth house going into the eighth because of her lack of efforts. Now
Hmm.
is causing weight problems, which is again Cancer, which is in D9.
Possible, but it will also depend on what the Lagna or the Lagna Lord, they also have to support. Okay.
True.
Interesting.
Usually, because Virgo people are very good in maintaining their body, or they're very you know very gym savvy kind of people.
Will that apply if it's in the Navamsha or the D1?
Usually the D1 and the Navamsha both. If both places, if it is Virgo, usually they are looking at how am I looking? Very focused on that, because Mercury is an adolescent. Adolescents are very focused on how they are looking.
Hmm.
Okay. Unless the Jupiter or something else afflicts it, saying looks do not matter. If there is a Jupiter there, then the whole thing will change. They will think looks will not matter for Jupiter. He will think there's
She,
nothing.
she has Jupiter in the 12th house. Leo. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So how I've just used this thing is I have used both this all the 4 5 results, and then thought, okay, Rahu and Mercury both are opposing the moon. So if Rahu can promote the thing, the enmity with the mother. Hope people have got what I tried to analyze from there. Okay, good. Done for the day? Or anybody has more questions? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you for listening to me patiently.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.